What's going on, world? It's your boy Tito P, aka Kuya P from Nerds Rule the World. We are doing episode 2, y'all. Episode 2! We're already here with the Nerds After Dark show, where us nerds can just do a little something that we do in the nighttime hours, maybe. We're still nerds, but we're going to talk about, some other things. And I'm super excited. This episode 2, we have an amazing cosplayer, influencer, content creator, entrepreneur. She has over 60 million likes, over 3.1 million followers. I want to be like her when I grow up, man. She's killing it on YouTube. Go check out her channel. Go support it. I'm going to have all of her links in the description below. So please, while you're doing this or afterward, go like, follow, subscribe, show love to my guest today. I'm going to unpin myself. You're going to see her on the screen. Ravengriim in the building. Raven, I'm going to shoot off air horns right now. It's in post, so I don't deafen you. We're still.
Yes,
How are you
I know
today?
exactly what you mean. Thank you so much for having me. How are you?
I'm good. I'm
For
vibing.
the
I always
introduction.
love talking to my people, if you will, on the, I guess, quote unquote, non-mainstream side of the house. But to me, we're all mainstream. And I think you know, and I both know, you know, the adult world, alt world, all of these things are very mainstream in today. Although some people may want to kind of label us out or box us out in that stuff, right? So,
For sure. For sure.
the realest people in the industry, I'm sure we've all networked, are just, I just love this community. So let's vibe. I want to get to know more about you. You're killing it all over the place, which is what brings you here. And girl, like dope, like hello, 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 like wow. Where are you from? Where did uh I want to kind of go in the Wayback Machine. Where are you initially from? And then like let me know your nerd roots, if you will.
Oh my, there were so many. Okay, I don't even know where to begin. So I was born in New York City. I moved around way too much to even, I guess, get into. That's a whole other episode in itself. Um, but I feel like I came out of the womb like this, I have to say. So there's so many factions of nerdology, I suppose,
Yeah, when
that
I was looking
I'm
at your
into.
breakdown, I'm like,
Nerd
she needs to be like my co-host sometimes because we're like this.
Yeah, love it, love it. But I would have to say, I think I most gravitate toward like things that are dark and gothic and all that fun stuff, but also towards anime. So those things just overlap and then they make me my
I
two
love it.
personalities.
I'm with it. All right. So growing up in New York, what was your first introduction then? I guess what was your gateway drug, if you will? What was like
Ooh,
the first
like first anime
anime
that I
joint or manga that like really got you? Or was it the monster route with like Universal Monsters? With
oh
like
yeah. I
Wolfman and
mean,
Frankenstein.
I feel like in like talking about things like monsters and gothic and demons, vampires, all that fun stuff, I feel like I just like was born loving that. I can't remember a specific instance that I was like, this is it. But like I just always gravitated towards that. But also I feel like my family had a bit of an affinity for the dark anyway, so maybe it's just genetic. But for anime, I would say I think it was Shaman King or maybe Sailor Moon or Naruto that like got me. That was like my very first. And I think I was probably like 8,
Okay.
maybe younger. I don't know. But just from then on, it was history, I suppose. Everyone just gets mesmerized by the magical girl transitions, you know? If you've ever
Very
seen,
true.
I love a
Very
good
true.
magical girl transition.
So we got those magical stuff vibe in. Where
Mm.
where did like this the all crowd come? When do you first remember like maybe like dressing, like getting into all black, the black eyeliner? Was it like Tim Burton films? What do you think?
Oh
Also,
yeah.
to continue on that gateway drug, was it like Beetlejuice? Which I
Yeah.
saw a dope cosplay of you in Beetlejuice, which I
Oh,
love.
so cute. Yeah,
Everybody
Tim
go check
Burton has
out again her IG, follow, subscribe, Raven Grimm. Uh, can you talk about like some of your favorite films and the
oh yeah.
like that really influenced you?
For sure. Actually I have a very early memory. I think I must have been in like first grade or something. I was very, very young. And I just remember because I obviously love Tim Burton. And my dad dressed up as Jack Skellington. I think it was like some kind of little children gathering that we were having. And it was like storming and pouring, and my dad was Jack Skellington, and all the other kids were like terrified. And I was like, yay! So I think that's probably like the Tim Burton was probably, now that you're mentioning it, like light went off, and I think that probably kicked it off for me. Um, but yeah, I've loved that since I was young. And so my favorite, I guess, movies stemming off of that have evolved, as I get older, but I think that I am have always been into and will always be more into the supernatural horror movie,
Mm,
if that makes sense. And in the horror side, of course. So like
yeah.
see something that has really stuck with me. I mean, it's hard to think of like the really old ones because I feel like the 2010s and like 2000s were such a time in horror. So like
Yeah, there's a
the
lot of
very
content.
first Conjuring or like As Above, So Below. There was like that found footage era. But
Yeah.
my first horror movie, I think, was The Cave. Ooh, The Descent.
Ooh,
The Descent is incredible. Love that
that
one.
one was a great one.
Yeah, that's more like
Yeah.
creature feature, but just very well done. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Okay.
hard. It's hard to pick. What about you?
Awesome. For me, oh, that's The Exorcist. Always kind of
Ooh,
just,
yeah, that'll do
I'm
it.
a bit of an old head. So The Exorcist is like the first one that I
Well, it's
grab.
iconic for sure.
You know what I'm
Or like
saying?
Creature from the Black Lagoon if you want to get older.
And
You can
like,
do that. Love
oh yeah,
that.
I'm a Universal
Monsters,
Monster guy
monsters.
all
Oh
day,
yeah.
every day. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
so
I even might get
iconic.
some tattoos, which we got to get into the whole tattoo thing with you, by the way, as well. But I'm contemplating a batch of Universal Monster tattoos, homie,
You
just
should.
because I love that. Those are like classic. But it was just on the tip of my tongue. Poltergeist, I remember
Oh, Poltergeist. Yeah,
making me super like afraid of the dark in the house
yeah.
alone,
Staring into the
with
empty
the
closet like a
fuzzy
demon.
TV and everything. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
When you're a
So
kid, it's different. Feels scarier.
very true. So all right, we're into monsters like the supernatural conjuring type stuff.
Love
We're
it.
vibing off of that. Um that, so like as a person growing up gravitating in this, you made it part of your style. Can you just tell me like how a lot of those influences then brought you to here as a content creator, uh doing dressing as a lot of the anime you
Right.
know and
Yeah, you
love?
did say that, and I
Yeah.
totally forgot that you
All
mentioned
good,
that.
homie. It's all good. We're
Dressing
here
and
having a
everything.
fun time. We're getting to know each other right now.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like after when I was old enough that my parents stopped dressing or parent divorced, stopped dressing me, then that's when I was able to kind of like do my thing. But back then, I'm sure it wasn't as accessible as it is now. And so even like if I go to a mall now, I'm like, oh my God, like I couldn't imagine if this was here when I was a kid. Like I used to have to go to Chinatown to get, any anime merch or like at one point I lived in Canada, so I'd have to like cross the border to go to a Hot Topic. And it was not as accessible, but I did what I could. And we would wear like I think I was 12 or 13, you could wear the double studded belts, the scene days. That was something. I don't know why I was let out of the house like that. I could send you pictures. It's
I
horrible.
feel
But
that.
so it evolved and I feel like I dabbled in a bunch of different alternative styles. And I feel like the very first one, I must have been like when I was able to, because some of my schools that I'd went to had like a uniform, so you can't really do that. And you're a kid, you don't really have much. So I feel like when I could, it was like emo goth, and then I went scene, and then I went emo goth, and then I was like, wait, I'm getting bullied. Let me try to not do this. Didn't work out. And then I think eventually I landed here when I became comfortable with myself and was just like, this is what I love.
Let's go.
Growing
I
up.
love that. Finding yourself and just following, just doing you. You know what I'm saying? That's what more
Yeah.
people need is do themselves, forget about what everybody else says. I know it's hard
Mhm.
because of, like you were saying, the
Especially social media
bullying that
nowadays.
people
Yeah.
get when you're attempting to still
It's
find
character
yourself.
building. I'm glad. I am
That is true
thankful.
too. There is a little factor there, although
I'm not encouraging bullying. No,
yeah,
but
exactly. But the character building, I understand that. But
yeah.
I just like I love when people show their true selves, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Because so many people are living in a closet, and then I know I'll speak for myself. I've lost friends that
I'm sorry.
felt never appreciated or loved because they couldn't be their true selves, and it's heartbreaking, and you wish you could be there. So
I'm sorry.
everybody out there, we are encouraging, we're supporting, we're sending love. So all right, we're evolving. Raven Grim, where
Yeah.
did Raven Grim come from? Let's go with that, and we don't have to give the real name. We ain't gonna put the government out there. We don't want people. I know that you got people are probably in your
You just
DMs trying to
answered
holla.
the
you
question
know
though yourself.
yeah,
That's
so
the answer.
what inspired that?
I again, my love for the dark. Honestly, I have a very difficult time coming up with usernames, and also again, like in the earlier days of social media, it was extra difficult. So like, you Google like this name, what's a good word, like blah blah blah. And so I guess when I was trying to come up with an alias, this is just kind of what I landed on. Uh, I think something popped into my head where I was like, oh yeah, like the Brothers Grimm, I love that word. Let me see if there's two M's. Two M's wasn't available, one M wasn't available. I was like, two eyes. Meh.
I like that though. It's different.
It's not that deep. It just happened.
I like that though. I was curious if it was Grimm, but also because I live near Baltimore,
Mhm.
was there a little Poe influence up in there
Oh, I
with the
love me
Raven?
Allan Poe. Yeah.
Quoth the Raven.
Yes, yes, yes. Incredible. I love it.
I love it. All right, so cosplaying.
Sure.
How did you jump into that realm? Obviously, I
Okay.
have some of your dope, pieces here behind me. Uh, were you into well, obviously, all people. To me, you always just dress in black. No, there's a
I
fashion.
know. Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm saying? You feel me? It's just black or all that. No, there's high degrees. There's stages to alt goth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different like subgenres in like gothic fashion or alternative fashion. It's actually crazy. So that photo that you have there, that third one is not a cosplay, but that's just me. So I love that you thought it was. I think it's funny
Well,
anytime someone asks me that.
pictures of you and the cosplay.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah, you get it. But I don't even know my first cosplay. Actually, I do have a story. So I think I must have been 10 or 11, and there was this game. It was called The World Ends With You. Um, and again, being a kid, not accessible. So the cosplay was of these characters called Reapers, and they basically, I think they were just thugs. Not gonna lie. I don't really remember the game that well, but they were not nice, and they just dressed in hoodies and jeans and crept around corners and were just not nice. So I didn't know better, and that's what I did. I went to a mall dressed in a creepy hoodie and jeans, and I crept around corners. And thinking back on that, it's like I can't imagine what people thought. They're just like, what? I mean, I was 10, so like, or like 11, however old I was. I was a kid, so people probably weren't very threatened, but they're probably just like, what is this child doing? Like, this is sketchy. So that was my first cosplay, and I think I didn't like I cosplayed throughout the years, and I used to go to Comic-Con when I was a kid too. So that was fun and I got to dress up and everything, but I wasn't able to, I guess, fully create complex cosplays until a bit later in life. Yeah.
Awesome. So, because there's stages again, it's
Yes. Yeah, it
the
evolved.
sewers. There's the people that foam people.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's a whole thing. And I
Oh
used to
my
run
gosh.
a
And
cosplay
so many.
charity, and
Amazing.
it was crazy. Yeah, I would gather the cosplayers and we'd go to hospitals and schools,
Oh,
entertain the kids, give back. But I
yeah.
just think it's a fascinating world. So
Yeah.
diving into it for you, choosing characters. What were some of the things as you grew as a cosplayer that you wish you knew that we can impart to maybe some of the fans watching right now? Just for a
Yeah.
shout out
Yeah.
to the cosplayers that are
I
people
think
this.
now it's such a different landscape, and like there's such a focus on perfection and accuracy and like expensive cosplays, and it just doesn't have to be that. Like you can do a closet cosplay or just like do what makes you happy, and like cosplay is supposed to be about fun. It's like because of social media, obviously, it's turned into this thing where it's just like people are just pushing out, pushing out, pushing out because they want likes and it's popular right now, and which is crazy. But like it should be because you want to do it and because you love like the show or the character, or you just want to, and it's a hobby of yours, not for perfection, for like that makes sense. Be you.
Complete.
Like you said earlier, I think it's just being yourself.
Heck yeah, completely agree. All right, if we'll to break it down even more real quick, just because
Yeah.
I love to give shout outs to my cosplayers out here
Yeah,
because
yeah.
again, the stuff I used to do with the charity and everything, we're balling on a budget sometimes out here. What are some pro tips? Like, are we hitting up Michaels or what are some pro tips of like
Yeah.
creation and stuff?
Well, I think a lot of cosplays, depending on the show, obviously, can be created from your closet. And even if you don't have the most accurate outfit, makeup is everything. And like a wig
Mm,
or contacts will just really elevate. And you can get cheap wigs for like $9, like Amazon or Wigs Fashion or I don't know, a bunch of wig websites. There are so many. But I think that would be like the best tip I have is like work with what you have. But also, depending on the fabric, it can be cheap. I personally am actually quite bad at making cosplays completely from scratch, like making a jacket or any of that, but I like to make props. for the cosplays to kind of elevate them, or like I'll alter like a piece. Like if I get a cosplay from a website and I take it in, or I change a piece and I get a skirt and I like switch it up and just sew here and there, and it helps a lot. So if you alter what you already have, perfect.
I agree. Yeah, sometimes you can see something that's there, but it may not
Yes,
all the way
yeah.
be there, and you just adjust it,
Or
and that
use
way you're
different
not.
things that you may not think work. Like I think I used a rug for a cosplay once. I did a Sesshomaru cosplay, and I was like, I don't feel like making and stuffing like his I don't know if you know, he has like a giant fur thing. I forget what it's called, like a boa something. But I used a rug because I was like, I don't have time to do this, and a rug will be great.
Right? I agree. I did some cosplay in my day here and there.
Oh, nice. I
And
want to
it's
hear
like,
about it. Okay.
those skirts from like Christmas. Like you were saying, like for furs, like
Oh yeah,
Renaissance
yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
those like fur Christmas skirts that
Yes,
they
yeah, yeah,
put.
yeah. The tree
That's
skirts.
perfect for like a Renaissance type joint.
It is. It's so perfect. You can use anything. That's why it's so, so fun. I made again Sesshomaru, but I made his like armor, his chest armor, and I think I had headphone attachments, like devil horn attachments. And I was like, there's spikes on there. I'm just gonna like paint them and coat them with foam and stick them on there. And it works. And it was great. Or like
I love
string. You could be so innovative. Things that you would never think could be put into a cosplay can always be put into a cosplay.
Well
Yeah.
said. Agreed. Let's talk about how some of your fame grew from cosplay, homie. I have some numbers here that I received.
Oh,
The Your Forger cosplay, over 1 million views and over 189,000 likes. And I'm gonna brutalize this name. I'm a Resident Evil guy, but I still mess up this name. Lady Dimitrescu
I think you
cosplay.
had it. Lady Dimitrescu. I think the U is like silent. I also
Okay,
had to Google it though.
good to
Yeah,
know.
don't worry. I always like to check just in case. I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Right? So, because then they'll be like, "You're not really a fan."
Right? Oh my, I wore a Naruto headband upside down by accident in a video once, and people were like horrified. I was like, it was an accident. Like, please, I've been watching Naruto since I was like two.
You know what I'm saying? There's some haters. There's just haters out there. But what I'm trying to get to is, girl, millions of views. What is that like? Going viral, blowing up like that, when and having fun. And this was, you're having fun dressing up in cosplay, and bam, and like everybody around the world is like peeping this. What is that vibe? What is that energy?
I feel like that's still a little bit difficult to put into words. It's incredible to be recognized for something that I obviously I'm sure many people have this story, but to be recognized for something that, you had difficulty with in the past with people like bullying and all that fun stuff. That now has become something that's praised is a concept that will always be wild to me. And even if I see those numbers now, it's just like I can't believe it. But also I feel like that was probably TikTok was a different space back then too, and I feel like the cosplay community on TikTok was also different. Um, and it was a place where people could just like come together and like do fun stuff. And like again, now it's just a little bit elevated, and I think not as unserious. So people think they have to be more serious. And like I think it's still about fun. I
Yeah.
love sharing bloopers and all that, and I think that's my favorite thing to share is cosplay bloopers for sure. Um, but it's an incredible feeling, and I appreciate all the love so much.
Shout out to everybody showing love to my pal Ravengriim, Nerds After Dark.
I love it.
So with that, again, there's fame and the upside downs of fame, and
Mhm.
you start to trend and you grow with all of that because of now these
Right.
views. Yeah, it's kind of like you're in this place now. So managing that. I also, again, want to compliment you on your TikTok dance trend that gained over 1 million views. Having fun on
Scared.
TikTok. My daughter's all about her TikTok as well. What do you say to people when they're coming up and they're getting some, they get that viral, but then also there's the love and hate that comes with that and juggling all of that.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is probably cliche, but if you just try not to pay attention to it, that's the best advice that I have. And I know it sounds like not the best advice, but like out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. And people will always hate, even if they're not speaking like their truth or they just want to hate. Like who knows what their reason is, but people can just be angry and you have to not pay attention. And that's the best advice I could
No,
provide.
I agree with you. Hate has become a viral thing in itself now.
People will do it just for the likes, of course. So like
Exactly. Like
it's
bump those people.
yeah. There's not much that really bothers me. The only one that bothers me, and this is not a license for people to say this, but they'll be like, "Oh, you just do this because it's popular now." That's the only one. That's the only one that I'm like, "You don't say that."
I feel you. All
Yeah.
right, I gotta ask you now, homie.
Yeah, for sure.
Tattoos. I'm a big tattoo
Yes, yeah.
person. I
Same,
love to
same.
photograph tattoos. That's
Oh,
a
nice.
lot of people don't know that about me. I'm a big creative cat, and I have some tattoos, not as much as I want. I'm looking to get a whole sleeve going on, but I've been
Oh,
peeping your work, homie, and you have that beautiful bat-esque thing right there on your chest. Can you tell me the story of your tattoo journey? A lot
yeah.
of my friends are like former
Gotcha,
girls.
gotcha.
Shout out to my suicide girlfriends out there. What got you into tattoos and ink and all of that, and what has that adventure been like?
So I think just being in the alternative space, I always loved the aesthetics, so I always knew I was going to get tattooed. But some advice that I would give to any young person looking to get tattooed, honestly, I wish I waited until I was like 25 and my brain was fully developed. That would have been nice. It
You
would have
know
been
what? You're
nice.
right, because there were some tattoos I wish I would have waited on.
Oh yeah, tattoo regret is real. I have many that I'm like, ugh, but I do have many that I love very much. Starting with the chest piece, I can't stand it. It would my artist when I was a teenager. I believe I was like 18 or 19. Unfortunately, he wasn't very good. And so if you do look closely, you can see like blown out lines and it's just uneven. And there's a lot of stories with like this artist and this piece and whatever. So I guess my taste evolved over the time, and initially I wanted just generic, like spooky whatever that I can just put on my body and be like, I'm tattooed. Let's get this done the fastest I can. Not a good idea. And I thought I wanted color, so I do have like red in here, and I had actually this is my first tattoo, and it was red, and I don't know if you can see that. And it was red, and it's like this traditional artwork, which is not bad. My friend did it, and she's incredible. But um, down the line, I was like, I don't want color. I want all black and gray, and I don't want anything traditional. I wanted like the scariest, spookiest things you can conjure in a dark mind, and like portraits of anime and horror. And so, yeah, your tastes develop when you and your brain develops, I guess.
What's your favorite
Putting
tattoo
things
that you
by
have?
by by yourself. Sorry.
What's your favorite tattoo that you have?
Ooh, okay. That's really difficult because I have an artist working on my leg. We're almost done. His name is Alan Pinks. He's incredible. And I have so many amazing portraits of anime on my leg, and I love them all. But I also love my back piece, which is in its entirety, it's Spirited Away, which is one of my favorite movies that aren't horror. So incredible. So incredible. And that was done by Tom Tattoos and Whitey Tattoos in New York. Two artists at the same time in one day, because I was like, I'm not going back to get my back tattooed like 20 sessions. I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. But yeah, so my entire leg and my back would probably be up there. I have so
Okay. So I was gonna ask what is your next tattoo, but it's currently in the works right now.
well, I
Or do
just
you have something else planned after that?
I'm not done yet. So I just had my both my feet tattooed, which was fun, but they're healing now. It's
What is the
fine.
most pain? So was that would you say was the most painful area?
I would say my back, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no question. It was atrocious. It was horrible, but it was worth it. And I wouldn't have done it any other way.
Gotcha.
But for sure, the back sucks. But everybody's different because like I've had people be like, no, it's not that bad. And I've had people be like, I would rather break my leg. Like, yeah, yeah, it's pretty bad. But you said most painful. So
Yeah.
that's I'm gonna go with it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool,
What about
cool.
you? What's your most painful tattoo so far?
Um, well, I just had the arms.
The arms do suck though. Like inner bicep, that's two. That's number two most painful for me, I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. I want to have a full sleeve.
You
Like
got
I'm
it. You do.
Filipino, so I'm an islander, which so we are very much like Samoans with that
Oh,
whole
got you. Yeah. I
tribal-esque.
love that. Yeah.
So I may go there, but I also want a nerdy side of things. You know what I'm saying? So like to reflect that, but there's also like
Yeah.
that dark side of me, like you, like the alt gang.
You could do
Like I
splits
want to
and
do
split it
universal
down.
stuff maybe on the other arm. So
Yeah.
I don't know yet. I still gotta figure it out.
Make sure you want it before you get it.
Exactly,
They're
too.
permanent.
So awesome. All right, we talk tattoos, we talk cosplay. What are some of the things you're plotting and planning right now? Because shout out to the great PR firms that hooked us up for me to talk to you and have you on and spotlight just your dopeness. but I'm curious of your journey
For sure.
within the
Yeah.
game and what you're plotting and planning to do as well.
Yeah, so everything's always evolving, of course. Right now I'm working on dropping a podcast, which we have filmed some episodes so far, and it will be launching likely the end of this month. So I'm
Sweet.
really, really excited about that. Keep an eye out. And for
What's it
now,
called? What's it called?
it's called Take a Bite.
Ankle bite.
Take a
Okay.
bite, take a bite. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's mostly focused on horror and anime, and if we have guests, it'll be focused on them. So that's really fun. But in the future, I would like to have some themed episodes and just do lots of fun stuff and develop it as we go.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited for that. I want to close this out, if you will, Raven, with just
Mhm.
like I hate to say top. I'm not going to say top five. That might be a little too much. We'll do top two that you can think of, to just get to know you better, Raven. So let's kick it with top two films of all time.
Top five probably would have been easier because I can't pick a top two. Well, actually, I lied. So Spirited Away. It's
I was
just,
about to say, like she did say Spirited Away on the back. It's on the
yeah,
back.
it's just so incredible. I've watched that film probably realistically like at least 50 times, and it's just incredible every single time.
And we can also,
Sauce
you know what? We don't
Glen.
have to say it's the top, but most influenced you. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah,
Maybe that
for
could
sure,
help.
Spirited Away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Horror wise, I don't know if I would say there's one that's like influenced me specifically. I'm still looking for one that's gonna like really scare me. I have a really difficult time getting scared by horror movies, but um
Are you a blood and gore? Are you a or more like ghost type stuff?
I love me some ghosts and demons. I love it.
Okay. I was gonna say,
I kind of want to go with Conjuring, like the first one, because it's just so iconic. Um, but I really like have this deep love for the movie The Descent. I just think it's so well done, especially
mm,
for like a found footage. Sometimes they make you nauseous, and like I know everyone loves Blair Witch, and I think it's fine, but it's not. It's overhyped for me. So I think I just have this love for The Descent. I
I
don't
like
know,
Descent.
but it's
Okay.
yeah.
I'm with you on Descent. All right. We got
It's
Descent. We
okay.
got Spirited Away. I should have broke it up like live action and anime, but
No, no, no.
I'll
I
take the
think
top
they're
two.
very
You filled
contrasting.
categories. So boom boom
It's
there.
great.
Let's
Great.
go anime or
Favorite
manga.
anime of all
Yeah.
time?
Yeah.
Full Metal Alchemist, Naruto, Inuyasha.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you? You got to answer
I'm an
these
old
questions.
head. I'm an old head. So like a lot of this newer stuff, again, I feel like again like I'm an old guy. I grew up on Akira. Well, that's films.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not.
yeah, yeah, for
That's not
sure.
really the original
You got
Appleseed
like Berserk,
animated before it went
Akira.
CGI'd route. You
Yeah,
know. So yeah, I'm like an '80s kid. I'm showing my age right now. Like I'm
yeah,
an
it's
'80s
fine.
anime
It's
guy.
fine.
Like
I love it. It's great.
awesome. Yeah, like that stuff is like more my speed. I still can vibe off of this new stuff, but
There are
there's
some
something
very good
classic.
new
Yeah.
gen, but there's also some very bad new gen. So I get it. And it's not to
There's
say
too much
nobody is
content.
like, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah. All right. Music. You were in the club scene. You were a scene kid. You were emo kid a little bit,
A
right?
lot. Yeah.
What
That's
is
evolved.
who was like some of your favorite performers?
Now we're back in the day.
Well, we can do a mix.
Okay, well, I feel like in the scene days, it was kind of not the best music taste. And I feel like there was just a drive for me to be like, I want to know like the most underground bands and I want to listen to like everything out there. And so I listened to some really questionable stuff that I really didn't understand the lyrics of because I was a child.
Same.
So looking back on that as an adult is wild. Should I even name? I don't even think I will, but it's fine.
I
So
was a '90s Prodigy kid.
sorry.
The Prodigy. Remember Prodigy back in the day?
Yes,
Smack my
yes.
bitch up.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That
Oh
was
my
my
God, I
favorite
used to
shit.
love that. And that
That
was in
that initial
Scary
drop,
Movies,
dun,
right?
dun, dun, that was like, okay, let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah. Well, I loved like a whole mix of like EDM hardstyle, screaming music,
Yeah,
everything from like EDM to hardcore to like dark wave. I loved all of it. So it's hard to choose, but yeah, I feel like I listen to a lot less like very, very hard. Like I used to listen to like a lot of Whitechapel and like really, really heavy only screaming music or like Texas in July, stuff like that.
yeah.
I listen to less of that, I feel like now. I loved him, Bullet for My Valentine, of course. Like those are
Okay.
probably top two since I was a kid. And still are. They're still very, very good. But I do love me some like Twin Tribes, Dark Wave, all that fun stuff, and anime openings and some K-pop.
Okay.
So yeah, really good.
I
Big
love
mix.
all that. I dig all that because it helps me like, oh, I need to check that out or that out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
When you get
exactly.
into
And it
conversations
was
like
about
this,
that. Yeah.
yeah. And it's
Yeah,
like, oh, I want to
discovering.
check that, to be introduced to the new stuff that other people are vibing
Yeah.
with. And
Yeah.
it's awesome.
I agree.
When I think back of my days, because I'm kind of an old head,
Yes,
like
tell
it's
me.
embarrassing. I was
Right?
like a fuck boy. I feel like I was a straight up fuck boy back in the
I'm
day.
music.
I had the baggy Jankos, I had the tight body shirts, because I was like, like that back
There was
then.
a
And
style. There was a
exact.
style.
So
Everything still goes like
I was
that.
living my
You hear
best
how
life.
it's
So
switching up now? That like with the skinny jeans and the baggy pants?
yeah, a little bit different now. Yeah, I'm more of a hip hop guy, but I listen to everything,
Yeah, that's
So
awesome. Yeah, I
yeah.
listen to a lot of stuff too. Yeah,
I
you gotta
love
scroll
it.
down my Spotify. It's crazy.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
It's like me
Yo,
before I speak and then me when I speak.
let's
Different. Totally different.
I love it. Well, thank you for bringing your true self here, Raven, and
Thank you for
talking to
having me.
me, repping Nerds After Dark. You're official nerd after dark, I would say.
Yay! Do I get a
Um,
card? Do I
you know
get
what? I'm gonna
special
have to work on that. You
blessing?
know, and because this is only the second episode, I could start hooking up each guest because there's gonna be guests every episode now. Stay tuned for the next episode, y'all. I'm gonna have Ariel Demure in episode 2. Um, yeah, I'm gonna have to hook you up. I'm gonna have to hook up my people now
I
that,
was just
and
kidding.
you
You
have to
don't
come
have to
back
give me
too
a nerd
once your new
license.
podcast drops, so we can promote that.
For sure. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun. I love chatting with you.
I appreciate you. One last question, my
Yes.
because we're making you nerd official. We talked about a lot of things on this show, Raven. But what is one thing new that you are super nerdy about that not too many people know right now?
That not too many people know of.
What
I
have you
feel like
gotten
I should put all my
into
nerdiness out there.
recently that you just dived in and just started researching and wanting to learn more about it? Can be anything.
It's a good question because I feel like if you took out the that people don't know about part, I would have a few, but I feel like I'm always posting about the nerdy stuff. So like I'm always finding new, and this is where like the new gen anime stuff comes in because there's a lot of really good new gen romance anime, like the fantasy romance. Like I love a good historical romance, like dark romance. So I've been loving that. And there are so many good like 12 episode banger anime coming out like that. So I would say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Raven, a pleasure chatting with you. You got great energy. I love your vibe. And again,
Oh,
you're
thank you
killing it
so
out
much.
here in these streets, representing. Shout out to you. I'm gonna have all your links in the description below. But for those that might be driving, because I'm in the DC area, a lot of people commute while they're listening and checking out my interviews. If you could tell them how they can check you out.
For sure. So it's going to be Ravengriim with two eyes on almost all platforms, and you can find me there.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
That is the amazing Raven Grin. Let me show out some air horns. There you go. It's in post. Check her out. All of her links are in the description below. That's Raven Grin with 2 eyes, y'all. Get it right. It's your boy
Woohoo!
Tito P.
Let's
This
go,
is
nerds.
Nerds After Dark from Nerds Rule the World. The amazing Raven Grim, y'all. I'm out. Peace. All right, there's a cut, Raven.
Nerds After Dark.
It's just a great time to hang out, meet people. I mean, I've had sex with everybody here already, so it's kind of like,
Not me.
Yeah, Nerds After Dark, coming soon.com. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not getting him beat up or me. Not doing it.
Yeah, we don't want to get in trouble.
No. But
That's the most important thing.
There we go.
All
I've
right.
all been there.
I am excited, Raven. Again, thank you for your time. I'm kicking off a new show on my channel, Nerds Rule the World. I
Love it.
have a separate piece because I'm sure you know because you deal with a lot of companies and everything like that. When you kind of you're like in the alt world, right? But then also you do like the mainstream stuff, right? So I do a lot of stuff on the adult side and alt world. So this is going to be the second episode for Nerds After Dark. It's my way of splitting, the quote unquote mainstream stuff from the alt adult stuff. So
I feel you. I definitely understand. It's
you know what I'm
hard.
saying?
So many
So
parts of
it's
you
for
and
us to have our own form. If they want to be like that, we'll separate it. That way we can still have our fun. You know what I'm saying?
definitely get it.
Awesome. So thank you, Raven. So you're episode 2 for the Nerds After Dark show. Let's have some fun. I'm ready to talk all about things and what you got going on. So we're
Thank you
already
for having me.
recording. Let me pin myself real quick because I'm gonna bring you in and then we'll just get into the conversation. And how much time do I have? Are you flexible with
I'm
today?
flexible.
All right, sweet. Cool. Awesome. I'm flexible too. So let's have some fun. I'm excited.
Thanks. I'm excited.
All
Thank you
right.
so much for having me.
A pleasure. All right, here we go. Let's have some fun. In a 1, 2, 3.